We talked to a few consulting firms and kind of nailed down that it would take roughly a couple of years, within like 6 months.
And you get your biometric appointment scheduled.
Yeah, and you got it scheduled.
You've been learning Portuguese.
I was like practicing for this moment. I was actually surprised that it was a lot easier than I was expecting.
Thank you, David, for your time to come to our office. And I know that you have your biometric appointment today.
Yeah.
Right. Can you tell us a little bit about your whole journey from the beginning of your Golden Visa, from scratch to the biometric appointment? Because
Sure.
it's quite a smooth process, I understand, and it's quicker than you've anticipated, right?
Yeah, it's certainly quicker. We started the process kind of towards the end of 2024, and at that point, we talked to a few consulting firms and kind of nailed down that it would take roughly a couple of years to get some sort of notification from the government. And so we started the process then, and then we finally applied in April 2025. So it took roughly 4 months-ish to kind of gather the information, get all the materials together, get the pack, and then send it off to the government. And so this is now January 2026. So it was actually, just 10 months after the initial application that we got a chance to talk to the Portuguese Immigration Authority today. And that went really, really smoothly. All the issues that were in that process were on our end. The government was actually quite efficient and good about talking to us, getting everything processed. The wait times today was negligible. It was like 10 minutes.
That's really good. Very efficient.
Yeah, it is. Like, I'd heard so many nightmare stories from expats and from other consultants and from you all, just not really knowing what to expect, and like, gosh, they're making improvements, but there's just like so many folks applying for these that it's just hard to know like what the timeline's going to be. So having gone through it now, it was certainly a lot less than I was expecting, which is fantastic. Like, I was actually shocked when we were scheduled back in October, I think is when I found out that the meeting today was going to take place.
Right.
And so really, if you think about April to end of October, beginning of November kind of time frame, it's like, gosh, you're talking within like 6 months.
And you get your biometric appointment scheduled.
Yeah, and you got it scheduled. So that was certainly not on my plan, but it's like one of those. We'll take it. We'll take the beneficial side of that.
Right. And today everything went smoothly. You did your biometric, took photos, and as you said, they don't really ask you any questions.
No. Otavio accompanied me, and so they really just sort of talked to him. I think they just wanted to like verify the documents, make sure everything was applied for properly, and to look at some things. Didn't really need to talk to me at all. It was really, as you say, just getting the fingerprints, getting a picture taken for the card, and then getting the payment for the process to go. But really didn't have much to ask me at all. I was a little surprised. I was expecting like a few questions just about, where I come from, what my interest in Portugal is, but...
you've been learning Portuguese.
I've been trying.
A little bit of
I've been trying. I was like practicing for this moment. Right. I wasn't going to impress anybody with the Portuguese because it's only been a year, but I was expecting like something, and I was actually surprised that it was a lot easier than I was expecting it to be.
Great. And we're expecting your cards within 90 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then your family members' appointment probably will be scheduled maybe towards the second half of the year. We will probably know.
Okay.
We've heard that they will be sending out some family members' biometric later this month or next month. So hopefully.
We're certainly hoping, right?
Right. Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about how we help you throughout this process?
Yeah. It's every step of the way. I think I needed some help. Like, there was just something always going on. Whether it was, and the steps themselves don't seem that complex until you understand that the slightest mistake in them can really delay the entire process. So it's really just simple things like just getting an account number with a bank, getting the bank account set up, getting the tax ID set up, like understanding the forms. There's a lot of little steps, and so just having that information is very helpful. And Portugal, like other countries, is constantly re-examining its immigration policy. And so understanding like, okay, well, there's changes that are coming, they're pending, they're final, here's where they're at. Like, it's very helpful to understand all that, because a lot of it can be in flux. It's hard to understand, like, what's final, what's changing. And so getting communication from you all on what, keeping on top of that is extremely helpful. But the process itself, like, gosh, we need your help so many times, just on some of the legal issues, the application. And so getting that fast response is very helpful in a process where, honestly, when you go into it, it's just, at least for us, it was just a lot of insecurity, a lot of fear. Because we don't know, like we don't do this a lot, right? Or ever. Yeah. And so not knowing what to do or what to expect, there's just a lot of like, what about this, what about this? And so just having you all there to kind of help us, and having that multifunctional team, these folks work on the legal side of things, these folks kind of work on some of the applications, and then some of the background work. It's just very helpful, because it kind of put our mind at ease of, okay, we can do this. Like, it's not this insurmountable thing, like we can do this with the right help.
Thank you so much. And I think actually right now we've been talking about it, you're like almost 80% through. You're already there to get your first temporary resident card, and after that you can come here and to live. If it's something like, if you want to, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, because it's, it's just one of those crazy things where you think about doing it, like, is this the right move for us? And it's so hypothetical.
It is.
Like, it really is, until all of a sudden it's not. And so I think around now, to some point, it's going to sink in, like, oh,
right,
we can actually move here.
Yeah, but you don't have to. The thing is, the beauty of the Golden Visa is like, you could actually move anytime you want, but you don't really have to. You have the options to choose where you're going to be living and staying.
I mean, in our case, it was mainly looking for options when we retire, when we're done with work, in say a decade or so, and sort of have things in place when that time comes. But now, because it's more real, you're thinking, okay, well, what are my options now?
Earlier.
Right? I mean, it wasn't on my bingo card of things to do, but like, if it's an option, it's like, it's at least worth talking about. So it's interesting, because it just seems so hypothetical until all of a sudden, like, it's not, and that's what's kind of exciting right now.
Yeah, and we've talked about the scenarios like in Portugal, where it's more stable, although it's not as like the economy is like not the top in the world, but we're here, have a more stable lifestyle. Yeah, people are enjoying their lives and so on. Yeah. So I think you and your family would be enjoying here, like either for vacations or to live.
Yeah, I mean, looking at some of the Portuguese, like the stability, like the economy, as you mentioned, it's not shrinking. It's a growing economy. Just the stability with some of the safety issues, other parts of the world are, it can be quite dangerous.
Right.
You talk about like murder per capita or gun violence per capita. And you look at Portugal just doesn't have it to that extent.
Yeah, right.
And so just looking at all those factors, like, it makes a lot of sense to sort of look at, a country like Portugal, like, does this make sense for us? Yeah. Everyone's obviously very different, but just look at those economic factors, some of the safety issues, the healthcare. There's a lot of factors in there, and then just after a while, you stop talking yourself out of it and start thinking about, is this actually right for us? Like, I know, like, it's very hypothetical, but you start looking at some of the facts and what you're looking for your own life, and it starts to make more sense the more you look at it. At least it did for us.
Yeah, it's kind of like an option. Yeah, that's very important in this world right now. So many uncertainties and chaos everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael, for your time to come here. I hope you have a great journey back home. I know you're traveling like about 30 hours back.
I'm in the longest part from the U.S. you could possibly be and go to Portugal. So It's a self-inflicted wound, but I appreciate that. It'll be it's been a lovely trip. I've only been able to stay here for a few days, but it was lovely while I was here.
Yeah, I hope next time you come, it's gonna be during the summer or even in the spring or autumn time where you could enjoy a little bit more of the sunlight.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
instead of a lot of rain today. Yeah.
It's all good. Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
All right.